Brandon, tell us a little bit about, it sounds so audacious to buy Yankee Stadium. Like that just sounds crazy. When did you get that idea? And tell us a little bit about just what happened.
Well, first of all, I mean, that was probably one of the bigger projects I'd taken on, but I was partners with the Yankees. And when I had done my partnership deal with them back in 2004, and it was a pretty lengthy, the Yankee brand is second to none. And Randy Levine was a huge part of making this happen, along with Lon Trost and Brian Cashman and the Steinbrenners. Obviously, there was a lot of components because what I loved about the Yankees was the fans first. It was all about the fans. It wasn't a money grab. Like we were trying to put this thing together that would help fans be able to buy Yankee memorabilia and know that they were safe. So, we put this creative product line together, which ended up being a moneymaker. But the first and foremost with everything was trying to protect the fans, give the fans some value, which is really what I loved about the Yankees, because most people view, you see the Yankees like, oh, they're trying to make money, but they really are a fan first, product and service first, and then everything else second. And they live by it and they breathe it, and I've learned so much from them. So we did this deal, and I turned to Randy and I said, by the way, if we ever sell the stadium, I got to be involved in that. He goes, it's too late to put that in the deal. We don't have no idea whether we're doing anything like that anyway. But I promise you, if we do something, obviously we'll do our best we can to do it with you. And sure enough, when the time came, they called me and showed me the new stadium and said, Brandon, we want to take down the old stadium. How do you see it? And then we went through all the trials and tribulations, and it was a huge undertaking. I saw the breakdown of the stadium, and I've broken down, Texas Stadium, the Meadowlands, the Garden. I've done a bunch. You talk about Yankee Stadium. The first thing, when people look at things like that, or, even doing Derek Jeter's collectibles for 20 years, or some of the big names, Ali, all these different names that I've done work with, it does shine. It is a bright light of like, wow, how cool is that? But I don't look at it that. I look at it like, that's a lot of responsibility and I don't want to screw it up. So it's very consuming. And I think that, when you're an entrepreneur, if you're listening out there, that, it's dark. It gets dark when you get into the deep end of it, because when you're taking what you're doing really seriously, it's not like party time. It's the Yankees. It's a stadium that meant a lot to a lot of people. And I wanted to make it right. And I wanted to do it right for the fans. And I had a 4-year plan. So it was really a hard process. It was a 4-year plan. It was a huge undertaking. It involved the players, the fans. It involved a lot of people that are diehard Yankee fans. There's nothing like that fan base. And what was great was, the most important thing is the P word, partnerships. And the partnerships that I was able to create with that stadium, starting with the Yankees, they believed in the plan. They respected it. A lot of teams, when they knock their stadium down, they just want to move on to the next thing. And I think that, if you want to have a history and respect of a brand, you have to respect the past. I think that in order to move forward on anything in your life, if you want to move forward in your life with something new, you need to put the past to bed, and you need to get some kind of recollection, some kind of reconciliation of what happened here. And I think it showed the fans. And I know it was a subtle thing because the new stadium is amazing, but it was a subtle thing. But the Yankees was like, yeah, this old stadium was amazing, and we're going to break it down very respectfully. But this new thing is really cool too. And I think it was the right approach. It was, sure, if you gave the Yankees a truth pill, they'd be like, I don't know, we went along with Steiner, but it's definitely a lot of work. But they went with it, and I'm grateful that we did. I'm grateful that they gave me the time and the patience to do what we did, because it wasn't a money grab by any stretch. It was more of a love affair with something that we were putting to rest. And we sold a lot of dirt, a lot of grass. We took the field up from the last field. We freeze dried it. The foul poles we cut up. We definitely set the tone for how other stadiums may or may not be taken apart. From the locker room, the carpet, making doormats and car mats. And we did so many different cool things with that stadium. I mean, my mind went a million directions. partnered up with Reggie Jackson with a plaque out in the outfield. He would sign little pieces of the black and silver marker. We just did so many cool things with that stadium. And what I'm grateful for is I know hundreds of thousands of fans out there at least a piece of that great memory, because it's nothing like the old stadium.
Yeah.